Thank you very much. You know, Congressman Scalise, I think, is not here, but he said something that I paid a lot of attention to. He said that in the health care bill,
ladies and gentlemen, if we can have regular order so that Mr. Welch may proceed.
Congressman Scalise said something that I paid a lot of attention to. He said that for a lot of people just above the line where subsidies expire, they're working harder, but health care is out of reach for them, and they're not getting help from the government. And some of those folks have been in areas where premiums have shot up. That's a problem. I acknowledge that's a problem. I think all of us on our side acknowledge that it's a problem. It's the market aspect of it for the individual market is not working. Now, there's a debate about how that happened, because when we were passing this bill, it was anticipated there would be disruption. We tried to have risk corridors and provide additional income and revenue for the insurance companies as they were trying to make the adjustments, and that was taken out by Marco Rubio in the Senate. So let's just put aside who is, quote, responsible for this. Who's ever responsible for it, what Steve Scalise said was a problem is a problem. And I'm here as one Democrat, and I think all of us would want to fix that. We want to fix that. But in the process of fixing it, we don't want to wreck the good stuff that has really helped a lot of folks in this country. You know, what we did with the insurance reforms, you oppose those, but now you embrace them, and that's a good thing. But it really made a difference. Half the people in Vermont have a pre-existing condition, and they got hassled. If they wanted to get coverage, they could be denied, or they could be hammered on what that premium would be. And that's true in your states as well. We've changed that. That's a good thing. But the other aspects of this bill are going to make things worse for the folks that Steve Scalise was speaking for. It's not going to make it better. What we're going to do by, first of all, going to this mandate where if you don't buy insurance, you get a 30% premium penalty that goes to the insurance company. I just don't get that, because first of all, you're not going to have people deciding to sign up, because why not take the risk, especially if you're a younger person, and then when you get sick, pay the 30% for 1 year. And by the way, I think as a basic proposition, if all of us are going to be covered, and we all want to be covered, all of us have to pay. That's the way it works. There's no free lunch here. But now the next thing is you've changed in this bill, and I think you got to think about what the implications are. From direct subsidies, tax credits. But the whole question here is a side-by-side assessment as to whether or not the amount of money that is going to go to folks who need help to get insurance is sufficient to allow them to buy it. And whether it's a subsidy or a tax credit is less the question than whether the amount that's there is going to do the job. And it's not. The side-by-side shows that folks who are deserving of health care, folks who are working, folks that we all think deserve respect because they pay their way but need help with insurance, those folks are going to be left out. A lot of folks are going to lose health care under this design. The other thing, capping Medicare. There's a concern on your side somewhat that we acknowledge. The cost of things matters. It really does. But you don't solve the problem by just putting a cap on what the Medicare payments to states and individuals will be. We've got a problem with the explosion in the cost of health care. We've done nothing in here about prescription drug prices. We've nothing here about the payment system, fee for service, that just means that you run wild with how much services get provided, oftentimes with no particular medical benefit. So at the end of the day, we're going to pass this burden onto the state and tell them good luck. In 2020, these subsidies go out, and we're going to be asking our states to make the terrible, the Sophie's Choice decision about who they're going to dump on the health care rolls or what benefits they're going to cut. But we won't even address what the cost drivers are. And there's some folks here, Larry Bouchon has got a lot of good ideas about how to address the cost. And that's where we ought to be going. not addressing the cost by throwing people off of the healthcare rolls. Address the cost where the excess spending is occurring and where the waste is occurring. We're not even talking about that in this bill.
Gentleman's time